Happy screen time and thank you for subscribing for daily Pokemon Sleep Row tomfoolery. I need your help today because I'm suffering a hard case of analysis paralysis. And as I say those words, I can hear my congestion coming loud and clear through the microphone. So thanks for bearing with me today while I'm a little under the weather. But with that is coming this request that hopefully I can turn to you, the 100 and something of you that have subscribed, to help provide the content for this video. That is to say, ideally the real content of this video is in the comments because I need you to kiss, marry, and kill from among my Suicunes. My box is getting full and I realized I needed to go transfer some things, but every time I come to these Suicunes I just get so stuck. So I'm going to show you what Suicunes I have, what I like about each one of them, then I'm going to show you them in RaenonX, and I'll explain why I feel like each one of them has a case worth keeping. Okay, except for one, the very first one that we all get. And you can let me know if I'm crazy or not for keeping all three, or if there's something to consider that you can think of that I can't think of. So Suicune number 1 is the one that we all get. It is our baseline to compare against, and I'm confident that I can transfer this one, and I honestly don't know why I haven't yet. When I got my second Suicune, my thought was, the hunt is over. It was great during the event to have the maxed out main skill, and each time its skill triggers, it contributes twice as much. It's got a great nature, although it will be hard to level up with that experience down, but at level 50 and level 100, assuming we only ever take one Suicune that far, it just keeps getting better. I didn't think I could find a better Suicune, but then I got number 3, which has every sub-skill you want except for helping bonus. The only downside is that naughty nature. But again, assuming we're investing in one Suicune forever, its expected skill count in the long run comes out above the other two. And last but not least is the Suicune that kept running away from you when you were playing Pokemon Silver. The nature and the sub-skills make this thing the fastest, and we'll see again, expected skill count gonna be the best. And that's without any skill triggers, but let's go look at RaenonX. How convenient for the game to give us 4, 3, 2, 1. The order that we caught these when we put these guys up to level 100 is increasing expected skill count. Here's how those numbers actually break down. We're just gonna ignore number 1 from now on. You're gonna be good buddies with the professor. But for number 2, we're looking at about 3 a day, and for number 3 and 4, we're looking at about 3.5 per day. Now, obviously, this is taking them all the way up to that level 100 spot, but funny enough, and Velociraptor could explain better than I can why, which he did explain to me once before in a comment, but that number 4, even with a lower skill trigger rate, triggers the most. That speed makes a huge impact. But what keeps me guessing is the total strength. Look at the total strength on number 2. That berry finding S is huge, and if anyone cares, here's the ingredient breakdown, but here's the deal. We can only use one Suicune at a time on a team, so it doesn't really make sense to keep more than one or to raise more than one, but here is my thinking. Suicune number 4 is my best option if I want to be berry bombing. You want to get as many triggers as you can in a day, and this Suicune is already effectively at that max trigger amount. The only downside is that it needs skill seed investment. Comparing that back to number 2, it only needs 3 more seeds instead of 5. Is the difference between 3 and 3.5 triggers per day really worth it? Like, is that half a trigger I'm going to get from number 4 what I should be considering? Now, from a berry bomb perspective, effectively we're saying that's 7 triggers over 2 days versus 6 triggers over 2 days. But then it's like, well, I'm berry bombing anyway, so if I just start a day earlier, then I can make up a couple of those triggers, right? Now, running the Suicunes overnight, the berry finding one is going to fill up a lot faster, but it will also get inventory at level 75, and again, I'm just looking really long term at these. And if I'm prepping a berry bomb, I'm probably doing it at Cyan Beach so that I can still benefit from the sneaky snacking overnight and from my other Pokemon that are water types. So like, am I really losing out? Not to mention that expected skill count is just if everything goes according to RNG. It's not like the Suicune couldn't have bad and good days that make him equal anyway. The other thing in the back of my mind is that berry finding Suicune is probably the one to run after the berry bomb drops. Like if we're dropping the bomb but still running Suicune that week, every time the skill triggers, the Suicune itself is going to generate twice as much strength. And that's twice as much strength, assuming I invest the skill seeds in the other one to keep their main skill levels the same. Anyway, I guess I'm slowly talking myself into number 2, but this is where I think another opinion could be helpful. Okay, now you're wondering, but you haven't talked about number 3 at all. Why are we holding on to that? And first, the disclaimer, I do not want nature mints in this game. I think they would ruin the game, that you could catch a Pokemon and then just wait and make it perfect. I think that takes out the thrill of the hunt, and it cheapens the excitement of actually finding something that's really good. That said, if nature mints were added to the game at some point, Isn't this the Suicune you want to hold on to? Like, if they're going to give us one nature mint every 5 years, isn't this the one that we should roll our dice on? Because even setting it to a neutral nature makes this thing better. So doesn't it just stay in my box? I wouldn't want to use a nature mint on something that's not a legendary, right? That's the best investment to make. Anyway, I hope that this has been an interesting thought exercise for you. But as for me, I just am feeling like every time I'm trying to clear my box, like, why do I still have 4 Suicune? Granted, yes, I can get rid of number 1. Sorry to lie about never bringing it up again, but here we are. I'm talking about getting rid of it though. But I feel like there's a compelling case to keep all of the other 3, and I have 2 that are probably worth an investment. So now here's where you come in. Come down to the comments, please. Give me your assessment. What am I not thinking about? And if you have no idea, then come and suggest a nickname for a Suicune at least. Obviously, at this point, I haven't invested in any of these, but I feel like it makes sense to be using one, especially when I'm heading back to Cyan Beach soon. So that's why I'm trying to make this decision now. And all of that said, hopefully this video has been at least coherent. My brain feels like it's everywhere since I'm kind of dealing with this cold, but you guys are kind of humor me and watch this far into the video. Although I like to think of myself as good at this game, I just have no idea what to do here. But that's a problem for tomorrow, iBenBrown, right? Or for 3-week iBenBrown. Let's go and figure out today's problems in sleep session number 452. Last night I tried to sleep sitting up in my bed to keep my nose clear from being congested. I apologize for anybody who is like, stop talking about how you're sick, but that's just what is top of mind right now because that's what my face is doing to me, man. Or lady, or whoever is watching this. Alright, we've got a top belly Pikachu, we've got a Diglett and a Meowth on screen. I'll have to look up if there's actually anything we want snoozing at Greengrass. Probably just more Charmander candies. But we've also got Raichu, Dedenne, Raichu again, Growlithe, and Mareep. And my eyes were playing tricks on me. I thought, wait a minute, is one of these Raichus shiny? But they definitely weren't. Now, we've mentioned before that I haven't been to Greengrass Isle just on a normal week in a long time. Usually there's some sort of event going on if we're here, but full disclosure, I did not know Dedenne even spawned here. So even I'm learning stuff. Alright, nothing hungry, that's pretty unlucky. And my debate right here is, do I just drop a biscuit on Raichu and keep it moving, save myself a Thunderstone? Do we drop it on Pikachu but not take it home today? And then my greedy self said, you know what, after counting how many pips were actually on Raichu, of course, which is an awkward 9 left, I thought, hey, I gotta take something with me. Maybe today Mareep is the one. We're gonna get that gold skill at level 10, and because I've never mentioned this in any of my videos yet, once you get to level 10 friendship, the first sub skill will always be a gold skill on these Pokemon from now on. This is cool because it gives you a better chance at helping bonus, but it's also kind of sad because it means that first skill will never be skill trigger or helping speed, which are both great skills that you would want on a Mareep. Alright, Neroli, I hope you know I'm dedicated. Not as dedicated as Snormax to wake up in the middle of the night, but dedicated enough to show up for work even when I'm sick. I think Pikachu candies are good for everybody based on what's here, but I decided to go with Dedenne just because it's a rarer spawn, and I assume that if you ever get a Dedenne, you're gonna need candies for it. And by you, I mean like the 4 of you who watch this channel and are on my friends list. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Got another 14k for the pot, and I know we stopped talking about Suicune, but don't forget, kiss, Mareep, kill. Is it the look of your wool, or is it the thing on your tail? Oh baby, I think I wanna marry you. Could it be that helping bonus, or berry finding yes and 2? That wasn't a word, I think I'm just I don't think this is the one. But a berry finding electric Pokemon goes well with Raikou, right? This game is not straightforward. Let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.